Hello, my Capricorn friends. Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T, and I am Teresa. I'm here to give you a reading for the week of August 26th through September 1st. And I started off our reading, first of all, I have pre-shuffled all of the decks and have them waiting here and ready to go. And then I also started off with a pendulum word of the week. And the word of the week for Capricorn is build. Build. So the importance of this word might be, you might already know why you got this word. Maybe the cards will tell you why you got this word, or maybe as you go through the week, you'll have something come to you where you're like, oh, okay, I know why build was the word of the week. So just keep it tucked away in the back of your mind and let me know. When you know, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Okay, so we'll use that as a touchstone for our reading, and we're going to start with the tarot cards this week. Your cards are going to be from the Wandering Star Tarot. That's what it looks like. And let's see what cards you got here. I'm going to get them all laid out, and then I'll tell you what we got. Okay, you've got three major arcana cards. You've got two aces, and you've got some cups energy, some wands energy, some earth energy, and a little bit of fire in one of the major arcana. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with your first card is Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is a card of grief and sorrow. This can be remorse or regret. And you can see that the cups, she is, bummed out about the three cups that are spilled, even though she's spilling one of them of her own accord. It's in her hand. It's spilling. She's in control of it. She's dumping it out. She's bummed out about this, but she hasn't opened her eyes to notice that there's two full cups right there. They're perfectly good. All she has to do is look around. She is surrounded by water, so she's deep in her emotions. So, it can be just a card of like leaving or loss. Usually it's some kind of regret or remorse. So something to consider, and also to consider how much of it is actually under your control and how much of it is a matter of attitude, that you can open your eyes and see what it is that you still have. Then the next card, if you doubted that card, the next card should help. That is the King of Pentacles. This is a very Capricorn type card. It's an earth energy card, and you're Capricorn, also earth energy. And this is a card of a leader who is an entrepreneur. He's successful. He knows his business. He respects his business, and he respects the business of others. He appreciates the resources that he has acquired and accumulated over the course of his life. And he's also very kind and gentle and humble and willing to share. He loves to be generous with what it is that he's got. But he is very entrepreneurial and businesslike, like Capricorns have a reputation of being. So that is your card there. Reliable, visionary, generous are the keywords that are written right on the card. Your next card is the Ace of Cups. So if you're worried about, one or more of these cups being dumped out, the universe is bringing in this one. this is a message of love and intuition and an offer from the universe. Here it comes. It says love, relationships, and beginnings. This is, a new beginning. You might be remorseful over losing something here, but a new beginning is coming. Okay, and then the next card is the Sun card. And this is a beautiful card. It's always a good card to have. The Sun is a card of expansion and growth and illumination. Things are being brought to light. And it's a card of energy and life and vitality. It's a card of health. If you're trying to build something, I mean, you couldn't get a better card than the King of Pentacles and the Sun. This is the ultimate leader and builder. This is the card of expansion. So those fit together. All right. Then you get another ace. If one ace wasn't enough, then you've got another ace coming in, and that is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a card of new ventures, new adventure. It's a new career opportunity. It's energy. It's an offer from the universe of a new start, and it is definitely a card of a new beginning and a new adventure and an action. So this is an exciting new beginning. Then the next card that you get with every new beginning comes an end. So, that sense of sorrow at the beginning of the week, at the first card of the week, there's new beginnings often come from other endings. And that's what the Death card really means. Sometimes it can mean a literal death, but it is almost always just a card of transformation and new beginnings. Something is ending, something is changing, and a new thing is starting. And then your final card is the World card. This is also another card of endings and new beginnings. The World card is the end of the Fool's Journey, of the major arcana cards in the at the beginning of the tarot deck, and it's a card of completion and a new cycle and an old cycle ending and a new cycle beginning. So it's not unusual at all for the Death card and the World card to come hand in hand. So you definitely have there may be things ending right now, but exciting new beginnings are happening with this card, the Death card, two aces, the Sun. I mean, it seems like the cards are saying get ready for something big to happen. Something big is about to begin. You're about to embark on a new adventure. So let's get a clarifying card from another tarot deck just to kind of wrap it all up and see what it says. Yeah, we get the Lovers. The Lovers card is it's a card of partnership. It is something that is being sanctified by heaven and saying, hey, we're going to bless this union, go create something great. It doesn't have to be lovers. It can be a new love coming into your life with the Ace of Cups. That can be a new love, and especially with the Ace of Cups and the Sun being together right next to each other, it can be an offer of love that is a great love and turns out to being. I'm getting a call. Hold on a second. Let me decline that. Decline. clear? Okay. Um, and and a new relationship that begins and has a great history and lasts a long time, or it can just be a really great business partnership, a business venture, or it can be um, some kind of other partnership in your life that will be really meaningful. So that's it for the tarot cards. Let's pull some oracles and see what they have to say. Your first oracle is going to be from the Personal Predictions Oracle by Trish James. And it is the card you get is See Both Sides. So I think with the Lovers card, that kind of fits in with the Lovers card, because there's the two sides, the two people, and also the all of the beginnings and endings. This card is saying, yes, you're going to see the ending, but get excited for the beginning, and you will see both sides of it throughout the course of the week. Okay, and then your next card is also from a Trish James Oracle, and this is called the Connections deck. And this deck is designed to help people get in touch with their mediumship capabilities. We all have a little ounce of it, a little tiny bit. I mean, we might not be talking to dead people all the time, but sometimes we get those little glimpses. Sorry, I've got little gnats flying around. Joys of summertime and plants inside. The So the message that you get from this card, it may remind you of somebody who is important to you, who's passed recently. It may feel like a message from them, or it could be, or maybe it'll come to you later on this week. So just kind of tuck it away in the back of your mind, and if something does come to you, I'd love to hear about it. The card that you get is, well, I mean, you couldn't get a more perfect card. Actually, it even says Capricorn at the top of it. You get a goat. Perseverance, keep trying. And the medium message is joints and skeletal. Now, the Capricorn rules the joints and the skeleton. And so, this is a perfect card for Capricorn. But it could be, be thinking about it. Do you have a Capricorn who passed away? Somebody important to you who is telling you, hang in there, keep trying. You're about to hit it big. I mean, all of these cards here, I mean, just such an auspicious reading. And somebody on the other side is telling you, keep going, keep sticking it out. Maybe you remember somebody telling you things like this. And so it reminds you of them. Or it could be, there could be other ways that message could be coming through, and why maybe they keep trying to get through to you, and they're trying to get through to you, but you haven't heard them yet. And another message on this with the joints and skeletal message, somebody on the other side could be trying to help you understand that you need to pay attention to some issue that you're having with your joints or your skeleton. Or maybe they are saying, hey, you don't know that I passed away because of this, but I had bone cancer. Who knows how this message could be resonating for you. But like I said, if you think of something, I'd love to hear it. All right, our next oracle is from the Oracle of Mythic Heroes. This is not a deck that I would normally pick up. It's just not my style of art at all. It's not my style. I never got into the Mythic Heroes when I was a kid. I didn't. I mean, I'm a well-read person, but I just don't, that stuff just doesn't, float my boat. So I've never really retained any of that knowledge. But I have been thinking lately that there's nobody coming to save us, and we have to be our own heroes in our own lives. This country, I mean, nobody's coming. We have to rescue ourselves. And so I wanted to get a deck that had that sort of hero feel. And this is what I chose. So let's see what card you get. And hopefully I'll know at least a tiny bit. I read through the book when I got the deck, but you know, it's not my jam. So it doesn't really stick in my brain. It just doesn't. Okay, what do we have? Okay, we've got Damon and Pythias. This is an Aquarius card, which is not surprising. Aquarius is a sign of friendship, and the key word here is friendship. So Damon and Pythias, number 31. Let's see what we can find out about them. I remember reading this, but I don't remember. I didn't retain any of it. So let me see here. So though all of these followers, that were in this group of Damon, and I don't remember, I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. They were renowned for their moral strength and superiority. It was the strength of their friendship between these two that was truly remarkable. It exceeded even their philosophical dedication. They were welcomed at court, as was the custom of the time, but immediately fell prey to the chaos there. Many were those that sought to use Damon and Pythias in their own schemes to overthrow the terrible king. They naturally refused, and that action sealed their fate. Um, so a story ensues, and I'm not going to go into it. And this is partly the reason why I can't remember these things, because I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the point of how this applies today. um, so the teaching for this card is when Damon and Pythias, the first decan of Aquarius, appear. I knew that it was for Aquarius. Appear in your reading, you are being called to embrace the spirit of altruism, community, and friendships. The appearance of this card is a hint that you must balance your ego-centered self and the impersonal dedication to community and the greater good. Selfless contributions, humanitarian activities, and a supportive approach for others might be needed in your situation. This is not the time to calculate your personal gains or fight for approvals or the spotlight. Instead, trust that building an impersonal and pure intention to contribute to the whole will bring you opportunities and support. To do this, the first and foremost step is to recognize the importance and equality of each individual. This will cultivate a healthy and humble view of life. Once you achieve this perspective, the natural desire to truly be part of the cosmos is born, and your selflessness will lead to wonderful, long-lasting, and mutually loving friendships for you. When you let yourself dissolve into a cosmic ocean, the waves of life will elevate you above as a shining star. So that is a lovely message of friendship. It would have been better if I would have read the whole story, but then your reading would have been much longer. So let's start with, and we're going to conclude with the Dreamweaver's Oracle. This is our final Oracle card for your reading. And the Oracle card that you get, Capricorn, is when the grit becomes a pearl. If I was going to associate the word grit with any sign, it would be Capricorn. Grit is a term of resilience and persistence, and that is a very Capricorn quality. So this is a number 27 card. So let's pull that open. When the grit becomes a pearl, some of the key words here are reinvention, learning from past mistakes, surrendering to the lesson with grace, and maturity. Something transformative is happening within you. All that friction, irritation, and resentment, the growing pains, identifying with your wounds, and then releasing them. You've been through rough seas for sure. Now you hold the precious pearl of wisdom in your hands and heart and psyche. You are forever changed. After all, you cannot change the pearl back to grit, nor would you want to. Yes, you might get triggered here and there by the ghosts of the past, but nothing compared to the arduous journey of learning you have been on. You will notice how quickly you can turn things around, how quiet you can become in the middle of a storm, how adept you've become at knowing when to speak up or to step away, how mature you are now. This is a time to look at how far you've come and to be mindful of opportunities, relationships, and interactions that remind you of the ones you've been through already. You do not have to learn the same things repeatedly. You have the choice now to move forward or walk away. Some things cannot be changed no matter how much you want them to. Certainly, you know you can only change yourself, even if you want to influence another person to see things your way. That didn't work before, it won't work now. So take things at face value and trust your intuition to avoid unnecessary grit. Treasure is waiting for you on the other side of this situation. Whatever choice you make now, if you move forward and discover it's not for you, you can always change your mind. The point is, your next move is about having an experience. Because you have already accumulated so many pearls of wisdom, you can trust yourself to make the right one. Breathe. You've got this. So with that, I will thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope to see you in my next reading. Be well.